Good afternoon. It is time for shenanigans right here on twitch.tv/druidsfire. See if Kitty would like to say hello. Why am I sitting in the high elf intro? Well, there's a reason for that. I am getting set up for some shenanigans. More shenanigans. Yeah, there's always shenanigans. And by the way, this is what my account looks like when I create a new character. After I put my bags together, it looks like that mess. This is before I, open all the boxes and clean everything out, and etc., etc. What we're gonna do real quick. We're gonna speed run through the high elf intro a couple of times, so we're not gonna sit around and do the lore thing. We've been there, we've done that. Oh, hello, Gorendes, thank you for that. How do I have all that from start? I buy every freaking expansion at the highest tier. Snorblum, Keeper Elos, how you doing? And I also have some goodies that they put on my account once upon a time because press and all that other fun stuff. And it's like, well, I guess I'll take that. So, kitty cat, what are you doing? Got all the damn gift boxes open here. And why am I putting the gift boxes on yeah, look at all this crap I get. It's the inventory management. Already hit the first thing on the stream. Inventory management right there. So we will not disappoint Mr. Big Ed Mustafa, who will be on tonight at 10 o'clock. Now, here's the thing. I feel like death warmed over right now. So we may not actually get through the entire stream. I don't know yet. It's one of those things where I started feeling a little bit shivery yesterday. Like, I was freezing in the office, but then the office is normally cold. So I'm like, oh, I'll just put a jacket on, and I still felt cold. I'm like, don't tell me I'm getting sick. Nah, I don't want to get sick. But apparently I must be because I don't feel good. I'm on a minstrel, so I want the focusing ear of the high elves. Why am I on a minstrel, and why is the show called Band Camp? Well, it's called Band Camp because, for those of you who weren't here, Ginger, I know you were, Killam was here, Snorblum was there for a little bit, Zaz was even there for a little bit, Gorendes was there, Sekanter, you weren't there, I don't remember, well, I could very well be forgetting, but I did stream Winterstock in its entirety, with the exception of 5 minutes from when my UPS under the table spazzed out, and normally if it's spazzing and I unplug it and plug it back in, it'll maintain the connection. Well, that didn't happen, so we lost a few minutes of the Old Vineyards concert, but I used Premiere Pro and spliced those two things together, and it's fine. But I was doing so well. It was the very last concert. But as I was told, Aiden said during the downtime, Mr. Aiden of the Lonely Mountain Band, was at least it happened during our set. So, the music community in Lotro is one of the most amazing gaming communities there is, and I've been on the periphery of many of them. Snorblum, I think I got sick because of Winterstock, because I just pushed myself too hard. I literally put in a 21-hour day on Monday, and I haven't really, I've more or less, not really gotten to recover, so I started feeling sick on Thursday, and in fact, I sneezed so hard I gave myself a bloody nose at work, and apparently nobody noticed because we're all too damn busy, and it happened again today. And this is after my boss is letting me work from 6 to 2 so I can leave work at 2 and get home in time for the show on Fridays. Instead of working... He doesn't like people working from home even though I can. And I had every intention on working at the office today. I rolled in, like, I was the first person in the office. Like, everybody else showed up late. I was on time, as always. Everybody else was freaking late. And I just felt like crap. And so I was like, you know what? Hell with this. And I had to get permission to go home. Because they apparently think I'm trying to just goof off. And it was not good. So, I was not having a good time. Yes, I do want that. So if I ramble a lot, it's gonna happen, and I do apologize, but it is gonna happen. And there's also stuff that I've bought. Like, I don't think you can get this anymore. This is the starter bundle that gives you the Steely Dawn cosmetic set. And I bought it for $10 off of Steam, but the last time I looked on Steam, it's not showing as being available there anymore. I don't know if it is or isn't. So somebody who doesn't have it, maybe go look and see if it may not show that it's there because I have it. I don't know. I wasn't logged into Steam at the time, so it couldn't have been picking up my account details. But yeah, I get all this crap and have to clean out all of this stuff every time I create a new character. But I do the unboxing mainly to clean up the inventory, and because I get the XP booster thingy majiggers. Alright, I got it all. It's like Pokemon. Gotta get it all. Alright, so that's the stuff I have right now. Anyway, we're gonna speed through this because I've been inspired.
Surely knows,
and we're not even gonna talk to you, Harthon. We're just gonna play this as quick as we can. Okay, so they might have taken it away, and that's actually come up in conversations recently with the developers. Concerns about things that are no longer there, like exclusive stuff and stuff that wasn't exclusive but was offered for a while and then isn't anymore. Personally, I miss having bought the Mithril edition, which was a GameStop exclusive, which had a gray steed in it. And if you know me, gray is like one of my favorite colors because of Tolkien. Somebody wants to say hello. Can hear you. So Winterstock was such an amazing time. It was great hanging out with the music community. As it always is. One of the main reasons is while the music community does have its drama, it's not nasty typically. Yeah, it's thiefy. Listen to him purring. And they're generally a lot more pleasant to hang out with, in my opinion. And I think mainly because it's the lack of competition. It's like everybody wants to see everybody do well. And so yeah, most of the folks in my channel all weekend long were music community people. And I felt very grateful and humbled that enough people showed up for the Winterstock streams. Good, I got something on my face. Yeah, it's got my face on my face. Got my nose on my face. That we were actually doing well versus Professor Corey, because Corey pulls in an amazing audience. Most of you came from his show. I'm always grateful for those who are able to stick around. What community doesn't have drama? That is true. But there's like dramas, and it's more of a petty thing more than a, oh my god, this group is cheating, doing something or whatever. I'm like, whatever. Or folks are exploiting, or I pretty much don't do well in a competition or competitive sort of environment in that regard. Like, when the raiders and the PvPers, the folks who want to get the world first, I was like, I'll watch them, but it's not my jam. And I'm not saying anything bad about that group of people. It's not an environment that I enjoy. As a participant, I will sit on the sidelines and watch and cheer on my favorites. And yes, I do know I have my Hobbit present lurking there in the corner. They approach! Defend us! Wait, what? And I don't know, for those of you who are here for Court of the Rings, Was I the only person who was disappointed that Cordovan didn't actually go try to attack? Who was it? The Woe of Cand, I think, was the Nazgul he ran across. Let me bring the microphone in. Can't see it, but it's right here. Because of course he is finally. This is actually the first time a Locho community manager has been playing the current game content on their live stream, and I'm very proud of him for this. I've only been trying to get him to do that for 2 years. Right under that bus. Gumskang! Gumskang is one of my kinnies. Well, one of my guildies, actually. Not one of my kinnies. We play the other game together. Gumps has taken advantage of the fact that there is a guild XP thing going on this weekend. Guild renown thing, which is basically guild. That actually brings up a point that we are wondering about, which is what's going to happen with the kinship changes they talked about a couple years ago. Snorbum, yeah, I wanted to see him get killed. I mean, I'm the person who said, "Hey, Court," when we were back in doing level 50 content. I was like, "Hey, Court, want to come? You should check out these awesome statues in Angmar." Added 2 more guild buffs to, oh god, not to bite. Gumps, how many levels did you ding the guild, for God's sakes? We were at what, 27? Can I extend the logo art to hide the present? I could. Or else, what I can do is, one cool thing about Hobbit gifts is you can open them on any character on your account now. And any rewards you get, they no longer scale, which is nice. Can I purchase them? Had the plat handy? Oh, I see. Well, you know what? As long as you spend it with plat, you and I are okay. The guild rule is you can't use astral shards for real money, so I'm okay. Unless you're Cord. Well, when Cord was still in the guild before I kicked him out. I am evil. I am indeed evil. I'm super evil. Anyway. Okay. Also, by the way, this is only 7 years before the incident, the content of Minas Morgul Besiege, right? This is like 7 years ahead of this. And Elendil doesn't have... He's clean-shaven. He looks pretty young. Wait. It's Gil-galad. No. Elendil over here. You. Hi. Yeah, you're really tall. His hair is, you know, cut nicely. He doesn't have... He's doing a little bit of a soul patch thing on. But he looks young. And of course his sons look pretty young. Actually his sons look a little bit... he looks cranky. And of course the elves look eternally young. Elrond half-elven. Oh boy. Círdan, beardless, but looking amazing in this fetching blue outfit. You know me, I like blue and white, blue and silver, so Círdan is my favorite out of all this crew. I'm sorry, we gotta go talk to the High King. And of course Gil-galad looks amazing. Though, I honestly, this is his spear Aeglos. This does not look like it will stand up well to any sort of pressure. Take it easy, Master Vethlo. I'm sorry I couldn't be entertaining to the actual point of why I'm streaming this character right now, which was to start setting up a band. That was what I got inspired to do because of Winterstock, and some of the folks in the music community have been suggesting I get off my butt and actually start participating in the music community, not just sitting around. And I've been meaning to, just, you know, busy life. Kill these guys, good and dead. So one of the things that came out of the Winterstock stream is enough people were kind enough to subscribe to the channel. Again, we don't talk about revenue much on the official, but we unlocked a new sub-emote slot. So I did make art for it. It is in submission.
One of the Quaterine rode westward and scattered
It is not approved yet.
But the other, he took Elrond.
Oh no, Elrond. It's gonna be raid resembling later.
Aid the wounded in the field, and let us hope that the Alliance shall arrive to drive off the enemy's forces.
No, they'll get here. They'll be here. They'll be here. It'll be fine. So what am I doing with this character right now? I am actually in the process of getting through the starting instance, and I'll be selling some stuff in order to set up my band kinship. I have a band kinship already, but I kind of don't. I mean, I like it. It's a nice pun, and you know me, I'm a smart aleck. I do like the funnies. But it's no longer really fitting what I want to do with an in-game band. Talk to Ponton. Yes. I will be talking to Ponton. I have offers for teaching and stuff from several people, including like TD and the Department of Homeland Security, or I'm sorry, Department of Harmony and Song. Everywhere, like half the Lonely Mountain Band. So I do have resources, and that's gonna be really cool. But this is just me getting some stuff set up. I didn't have time to do it last night because I had to work, or try to work today. Oh no, Despiters. Come here. Círdan got sufficiently old to defy the archetypical elf look. Yeah, I know. But it's like, it was 7 years and they got old. Oh no, spiderlings. I'm gonna put this over here. So my plan is, I'm gonna set up a new kinship with
the prince is
the
fortunate
correct
to have
name.
survived his father's attack on the Black Gate, but the Guatharan's words trouble me.
But I was gonna have the kinship be owned by a character on my main account. That way I can take advantage of like wardrobe-y things. Because my goal is to go find an outfit, just a standard outfit that I like, dye it the correct color, and then use that as the band outfit. So I'll get pieces of the outfit on Unbound gear that I can just trade from alt to alt to alt, and then each alt can have that set up as an outfit. Or we could try a couple of different outfits. I still have a lot of cosmetics just sitting in a vault somewhere, but I don't know. I don't remember which server it's on off the top of my head. Might actually be this one. Hope it is, because server transfers. Though, hey, that was news that we heard today, that they are looking to announce something about server transfers in the near future. That's something Cord said on the show earlier today. Speaking of stuff Cord said on the show, is he? Beacon's not out yet. He did the drawing for last week's Beacon. So we should get it soon. We're also dealing with a moderation issue today. Explodey! Why can't my skill be used? having a day. I like how the goblins still are screaming after you kill them. It's because the sound file started and there's no... I guess there's no way to actually tell it to stop. Come on, you. I'm not in line of sight. Yeah, I am being super sloppy. It's one of the reasons why I didn't want to play my main character in Minas Morgul right now. Is... I would die a lot. I'm just... I'm also super sleepy. So, gotta check, make sure anything weird is going on. No beacon yet. Beacon should be coming out shortly, though. Yeah, exploding barrels are also fun in the other game. Especially when you shoot them or you know, catch them in an AoE when you're standing right next to them. And almost get your character killed. So, we do know the other game did have its producer's letter come out. Ours has not. It's still percolating. It'll arrive in Wizardly Standard Time when it's meant to arrive. I'm looking forward to seeing what their plans are, because they're doing it in an X-Pack on the other side, for, you know, 2 X-Packs. Oops. You know what? I forgot. See? Mr. Arthelon, hi. They're doing another X-Pack for the other game this year.
Troubles me, my friend.
So that's a bit unusual that they're doing 2 X-Packs in the same year.
Slung across
or,
his steed.
You know, year by year. Which normally been 2 years in between. So I don't expect that they'll announce another expansion for Lotro this year. So, and they're also getting a new race. They're adding a new class over there with their next update, but they haven't added. They haven't added a new class in a while. We don't. I'm not sure. I'm thinking of what they could offer us this year. We know we're getting Rohan housing to coincide. Well, not coincide, but we do know that Rohan is coming to the Legendary server sometime mid-February is the current tentative date they're flinging around. I would imagine we're probably going to get some hefty updates, though. We still have to go to Gundabad. We still have to figure out what's going on in Rune. We also need to find out what's going on in Evendim. Why there are new things up there with a very suspicious path leading directly toward a wall that you can't get past yet. Well, Secontor, one of the things about it is, by and large, there are certain shared resources between the teams. Like, the art team is basically for both games. But, like, the writing and the quest design and the itemization, those are all 2 separate groups of people. And QA is mostly 2 separate groups of people, too. Which is why I'm happy we got Mr. Bill Champagne as the Lotro
If the Witch King
QA
has taken
dude.
Felleron to the Overlook,
He is
we
an awesome
must
dude.
pass to the
I'm actually
eastern
looking forward to
encampment ahead.
getting to shoot the breeze with him again. Cord didn't mention this on his show, because I'm sure he's quite forgot, because he's got 5 million other things to worry about first. But the current expectation is that there's going to be, at the very least, an informal player meetup at PAX East again. Worst case scenario, myself, Eldoleth, and McVegan Pants, and McVee's wife Clem will set it up ourselves if Standing Stone doesn't do anything. I am also aware that Professor Corey will not be available for that. However, he is planning on going to PAX on that Sunday. And that Sunday would be the 2nd of March with his family, because he's going to be out of town. They're arriving back that Friday, so they won't be in town for the PAX meetup, but they will do their own thing. They will actually be at PAX. I suggested the idea that if they want to hold like a Signum, like mini moochers just hanging out with Corey sort of thing, that they can do it in like the Westin lobby, which is attached to the convention center, because you don't need a ticket to go in, so it's just like it's a hotel, right? There's a bar if you're of the drinking persuasion. If you're not of the drinking persuasion, there's also soft drinks. I've been into the Westin bar frequently, and I have friends like Brass the Dwarf, a long ago player of Lotro and EverQuest, who eventually got hired by SOE to work on community management for EverQuest. And she also, for Lotro, she did these extremely gorgeous maps of the original Shadows of Angmar and some of the early Mines of Moria content. She's a very good and dear friend of myself and Sapiens and my sister. And an amazing talent in community management. Very passionate about it. She always keeps offering me drinks, and I always just accept a Coke from her because, you know, I feel bad. Bring a toy airplane so you can be there in spirit? We could do that. We could bring a toy plane. Or what we could do is live stream and say, hey, look, it's everybody. Here's the world professor. Because Corey can stream off of his... He streams on Twitter on his phone all the time. So that would be easy to do. He did that at Mythmoot last year. That was fun. Die, die, die! Oh, God. I'm tired of coughing. Oops. Personal space! Personal space! I can't move. Okay, I'm the one who... Well, no, you actually walked into me. I was just standing here. He got me. And I remember when this first came out, and everybody's like, what the heck? I'm Valinorian? Or I'm a high elf. Why are you stabbing me, you young pup? And then this happens, and I always get baffled, and then I realize, oh, wait a minute. I just zoomed into the exact wrong place, and the camera's hiding behind the thingamajigger. Let's mumble at Harthallan. I have awoken at last. I now wear terrible level 1 gear. Again. And I look like I've been drinking, and my eyesight is getting worse, and I need to see an optometrist pretty soon. But this actually kind of resembles what my eyes look like when they're really tired. Like that. It just, when I'm really, like right now, it looks worse than it actually you're seeing on screen because I'm just so damn tired. Yay, I get my Rohirric shield backpack.
It brings me great
And a
joy
fun
to
fact
see
is, if
you
you come
upon
in
your feet
here
once more,
in the
friend.
open world, because this is a room in Rivendell you can just go to on any character when you're in regular Rivendell, you can fish in those ponds. Because you know, I had to find out. What's the time? 3,000 years later. And I'm still considering the biology of wasting, or, you know, being in a coma for 3,000 years. I mean, it's not like you were in cryogenic suspension. Even in this most sci-fi cryogenic suspension, your body is still ticking over in some minute way. Elrond, you're going to have your chatter over here. I'm going to wait until the next part of the quest ticks. And it still baffles me at you know, the next quest tick, we're going to go back and pick up the books of Elrond's Cliff's Note of 3,000 years, and it's like a stack of books this tall. You're still at 180 fishing? Oh my gosh. I don't fish like Mr. Big Ed Mustafa. I haven't got any of the really good fishing titles. I do have the one on a couple of characters for the hidden fishing pond where the Boogans, I'm sorry, the not Boogan hobbits, the Stour folk in Dunland, Enidwaith, where they are, Enidwaith, I think. Yeah, Enidwaith. So I do know one thing is, no matter if I cut the stream early or not, I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go take a nap. Or try to just get some freaking sleep. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to so sleep it. I'm not even going to set an alarm around. I'm just going to let myself sleep until I wake up. Which means I'll sleep until that black fool kitty cat wakes me up. Okay, come on, Elrond. Finish your little walkie. Honestly, the reason this thing takes so long is because everybody's walking like Sarah Oakhart. Alright, finally. The cat, you know, he likes to meow. You know.
Much
He
has
does-
changed since we last traveled
He
together.
does like to
from
curl up
Elrond,
and
my friend.
cuddle. Let's pick the... See, look at this stack of books. 3,000 years of in this. This is like bullet points. This is like reading the timeline of Arda on Wikipedia about what's been going on in the past 3,000 years. Seriously. A sealed collection of armor. And one thing I like about the Minas Morgul Besiege content is that it steps around the fact that your high elf theoretically is alive during that time, but is out of action. Sarah Slowheart. I saw a kinship over, I think it was on Ithil or Honor. It was called the Sarah Oakhart Escort
Eladon
Service.
and Elrohir are to follow an expedition to the ruins of Edfeli, and
I
they shall
done
see
dinged.
in the course of their travels.
Alright, boys.
I am certain Father has told you all about the journey ahead, but do
Yes,
not worry.
he has.
The matter of his dream need not trouble you.
And now I'm level 6 actually. Because that's what you get for equipping your XP boosters while you're still in the starting instance. Okay. The reason I'm doing this particular quest is it will get me a little bit of money, and I need just enough money to buy a kin charter. I didn't get all my kin charter stuff, because what I want is the same kin name on all of the servers. And I'm almost done getting them all. It's like Pokemon. You have seen them on Honor? Mm-hmm. I saw one person in the kinship, they had, you know how if you transfer a character to a server, when you could transfer characters to servers, and there was already somebody with that name on that server, you would get like a -1 after their name, and then the next person would be -2, you know, etc. ad nauseum. I swear to God, I saw somebody on there with a -100 behind their name. I'm like, how the hell is that even possible? I mean, there's the obvious, you know, it's like, well, they paid $24.95 in Lotro points to buy transfers all the time. I'm like, and it just boggles the mind. Alright. We got our quest. Let's go talk to the boys. That ain't my problem to deal with. That's why Standing Stone has GMs that can figure this stuff out for him. What are you doing, kitty cat? Meow. Alrighty. Let's put this on, put that on. It's like, why don't you put the cloak on? Well, it's because I already have this other thing on there. Kitty is howling. Alright, let's clean up some of this mess. No, he's a putz and he likes to... If I shift in my sleep, it wakes him up and then he starts doing this, meowing and begging for attention until he realizes that I'm still asleep and I just really want to stay sleeping. Oh, I didn't mean to open that box, did I? No, I did not. Let's clean out the ponies. That is not a euphemism. All the ponies. And the goat. Gotta have your goat. Alright. 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 We're gonna pick up the quests. Where is he? He's up here. Oh, yeah. So, one thing I've been doing is running around on all the servers last night.
Stay a moment.
And sandbagging names for my band. Originally, I was going to try to find music names. Actual, like, serious music names.
Hail,
Then, of course, you know,
well met.
13 years into Lotro, 12, 13 years into Lotro, most of them have been pretty claimed. So,
How may I be of service to you?
alright, I need sell, not sell. Not sell that. Don't sell housing decos. Don't sell the sleigh bell. I got enough. Alright. Gonna make a kin name. That'll be
Is
fun.
there aught which you need?
And because I'm a smart aleck, my band is called Indigo Plant. Good times. Alright. I only have to do this on 2 more servers, and I'm not going to tell you which they are. Please don't steal my band name. I'll be very distraught. Very distressed. So I have the names of my band characters set. And on many of the servers, I'm sandbagging them on servers on my main account until I get all of the... Because in order to play bands where you're multi-boxing, which is allowed perfectly within the realm of the game, multi-boxing in general is perfectly fine. It's when you're doing it in a manner that exploits raids and stuff like that is when companies tend to get upset about it. In this particular case, some companies don't let you multi-box at all. Other companies will say, we don't care as long as you don't exploit. Standing Stone is one of that variety. They don't care. And in fact, that's the only way you can really play a band is to multi-box. Unless you literally have players for each individual thing. I think even like, there's some bands out there that are... partly multi-boxed and partly live, as it were. So here, let me show you my band names because I'm a smart ass. Surprisingly, here's one thing I was actually surprised about. The word bassoon, like the instrument, was available on most of the servers. So we got bassoon everywhere. And if I couldn't get bassoon, there's a couple servers where it was already taken, and I just put a TM after it. So, because the joke there is soon TM, but soon TM, yeah. Because, you know, that's the trademark of Sapiens, and he's my good friend. Because I love the Isengard Bids 5 meme, I took the name Bids 5 on most of the servers. Drum Solo, also available, was available on most of the servers. For some reason, this server already had a character named Flute. Somehow it wasn't already taken. It was now. And somebody over the weekend at Winterstock was talking about the bug where a certain note of the bagpipes can get stuck. There's like two or three different bugs that'll just happen. It'll just keep that note going, and it's really annoying. We hold the drone bug, and one of them decided to call it the nag pipes. So I decided that's gonna be my bagpipe playing character. And because I love Melindrian, who you see in chat occasionally, also known as Lindiria in game, she likes to set Pibgorns on fire. So this will be my Pib player called Pibfire. My favorite joke out of this is the bass player, the one who played the Theobro, will be called Rebel Bass. Yep, they're in the Rebel Bass. Because I'm a smartass. And then finally, Tooty Flutie will of course be playing the flute. And unlike most of the characters or NPCs in the game, will actually be playing the flute for real. And also, I should tell you, I now own a real flute. It's upstairs in a box, but that's one of my other tasks for this year is to break that bad boy out, and because I've been wanting to play a new instrument. And my flute character in the band is going to be called Tooty Flutie because, again, I'm a smartass. Alright, let's get the high elf out of the starting instance. So Indigo Plant will be made up of silly characters because I want to play silly songs. One of the things I noticed about Winterstock was there was a lot of great music.
Of the Second Age, a great alliance of elves and men assembled in defiance of the Dark Lord's will to conquer all the lands of Middle-earth. The High Elves, the Blessed of Valinor, who suffered the greatest wraths of Sauron and Morgoth the enemy, now seek to ensure that his evil is forever banished from the world.
Yes, Mom. And you know that thing we just did? We're gonna do it again. 2 more times. Overpowered by this startup, I know, right? Alright. Let's do this. And if all goes well, if I'm still awake at that time, we'll break out one of my actual minstrel characters over on Lantraval, and we'll see if we can break out some music here. Now these will be pre-made ABC files, nothing fancy here. But you can craft ABC files. Wayward Plain knows something of this. Some folks are able to just take an existing MIDI file and just convert it into an ABC file easy with a program called Nitro. Some folks who are very particular about their music will strive to make it so that the music is actually better than the original MIDI, because sometimes the original MIDIs aren't all that great. It's like, well, you can tell what song it's supposed to be, but it doesn't actually sound like... It's like a bad karaoke, right? Sometimes you can hear what it's supposed to be, but it's obviously not right. I'm on a captain this time, so that one. That one's gonna last longer. Alright. And because, again, it doesn't matter what level you open your Hobbit presence on, and on this server I apparently haven't opened one yet, the gold one. I don't know about you, but I got some decent things during the... Ooh! I just rolled 100 on my gold Hobbit present. Check that out. Streamer hacks. So I got 3 Virtue Acceleration Tomes, 2,000 bonus Virtue XP each. Of course, I can't use them till I'm level 7, but you know. So you subbed late Christmas. Nice decorations for that. I know. I still haven't sat down and opened up all my boxes. I'm waiting until the server transfers become a thing, because I'm waiting to see if we're getting shared storage transfers back. We still don't know. Though it seemed a little bit more hopeful. Cordovan was a little bit more confident sounding. He didn't actually say, well, you don't want to count on that, sort of. Because before, he definitely raised just the way he was saying. If you listen to this guy often enough, you kind of start figuring out. And also listen to what he's saying, not just how he's saying it. But before, he had raised the question of whether we'd get them back or not. Hi. What do you want, cat? So there we go. Streamer luck. Streamer hacks. Wasn't intended, but hey, it happened. We'll take it.
My dearest friend, as Sauron surely knows,
Oh.
the master...
And after having played this through a 500 million high elves, I'm getting really sick of it. So we don't know when server transfers are coming back. We just know that we'll hear more about it sooner rather than later. I'm guessing it'll be... I don't think it'll be part of the producer's letter, because that doesn't sound like something you would want to announce in a producer's letter is supposed to be saying about stuff you're adding to the game, not stuff that you're fixing about the game, right? Unless they were going to announce like an improved server transfer structure, which I'm not sure how they could improve it beyond what they had before, besides making it free. Hi. Yes, that's my hair, that's my chin. What else did he else mention? Another thing that people were asking about and have been asking about are the race changes, and that was something that was temporarily on Bull Roar last week for like 2 seconds, and somebody saw it, put up a YouTube video, and was asking where did it go, and we're like, oh, hey, look at that. So I have a suspicion that the next Bull Roar will have that in it. I don't know. I also added a, you didn't actually see it on this character, but there is another character in the band. I just realized this. I realized they didn't have a character set to be the guitar player or the lute player, and I like really bad puns. So on all of the servers, my lute player is called Lutefisk, which is, of course, the name of that really stinky fish thing that is a Norwegian delicacy of some kind that also apparently smells really bad. I was considering names that like referenced Fender Stratocasters, but I decided not to. Despite the fact that I do own one, I have a 57 reissue American Standard, made in America, Fender Strat in Candy Apple Red. It's that really fine metallic red guitar that David Gilmour used for several years during like the Delicate Sound of Thunder tour and stuff. Yeah, fish jello, exactly. As a contour, did I actually say the word really wrong? Because I'm sure I did. So I figure I could make some of the having pun-related names and wanting to play silly music. I mean, there's some really amazingly awesome music that I want to play. I'm gonna probably work with TD on maybe setting up some good Pink Floyd or Rush, or you just got surprised. Well, see, the thing is, the contour, I have kitties who are Swedish, like Sam Burke and Jesse D. They're both Swedish, and also we all know Stina is Norwegian. So we have heard the lesson of Lutefisk. I figured it would be a really funny name for a guitar player, and I'm thinking he's always going to have... I'm going to make sure that he gets the fish cosmetic, and that his weapons will be showing the fish. So, it'll be cool. Though, actually, I was a little bit surprised that the name was taken on a couple of servers, so I just made it plural, made it Lutefisk. I have a kitty collar. Oh, thank you. See it. I think it's because I've heard Stina pronounce it, so. And it seems like a name that you wouldn't say Lutefisk, you'd say Lute. You'd get that extra syllable in there. You're nice and warm. Yes, you are. Come on, go play. Come on, Cord, where's our bacon? It is out. The bacon, 145. Let's see what we got here. Oh, they linked my archive to Winterstock. Also linked photos from the first two entries in the feed. I feel kind of embarrassed, actually. First two entries are stuff that I did. Sorry, didn't mean to hog it. I didn't tell Cord to do that. I stopped telling him to do anything. My life was a lot stressful when I did that. So there's an Arc kinship. There is a German DDO fan site going. DDO. Lotro fan site. Lotro Players talks about Saruman. There's links to some official streamers. Other streamers, like Stina is still an official Lotro streamer. She doesn't stream unofficial anymore. And let's see what we got here. Updates for 25.3. There's a hang out with some famous friends. All right. Oh, there's a really nice screenshot of the week from Baldanarth. Goes tank training. That's pretty cool. So this week's sale is 30% off. It's the Shadowfax themed one, the riding. It's 30% off select war steeds, riding skills, select mounts, movement speed buffs, and now through the 30th. The weekly coupon is a free tome of tracking with the coupon code of TRACKME. Now through January 30th. I don't know about you, but I've never used a tracking tome. That's what you got hunters for. Oh, gosh, cat hair. So that's the bacon. When Elda rolls in later today, she'll update the freebie code and the bacon code on all the servers she normally does that on. So if you're wondering why it's going to show the old thing, technically the old one is still active for right now. There's a little bit of overlap where the old code is still live and the new code hasn't gone live yet. So you might still be able to use the old code for a little bit. And I think the weekly store sales are also like that. Oh, I lied. Actually, I think that used to be a Thursday thing where they overlap. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to change my chat filters. It says world chat, go away. I don't want world chat. World chat's not my friend. Regional officer. Well, I am an officer, so you know. Let me see. Fellowship loot. I don't like fellowship loot. I don't think other people in my fellowship deserve to know what I get in my loot. Because, especially in other games, especially with loot that you can share, I have seen people go, I saw that you got this item, I could use it, will you give it to me? Like, they beg for your loot and let no. I don't mind, like, saying, hey, I got this thing and I can't use it, who wants it? when I'm being the one doing the offering, then I'm okay with it. But when it comes down to people just begging, I'm not good with that. Okay, that guy. Hey, who's hitting me? Jerk. So, as you might have seen, I haven't yet set up my stream schedule, my personal stream schedule. I had been waiting for work to settle down, and now I'm going to wait to see what happens on Monday at work, because when I was asking permission to leave work and try to work from home for the rest of the day, and then, you know, try to get
One
this
of the
freaking
rode westward
cold
and
sorted
scattered our
out,
numbers, but the other, he took
and the
Elrond.
bloody noses and stuff,
Aid the wounded
my
in the
boss
field.
was like,
Let
yeah,
us
we'll
hope
see one.
the
I'll talk to you on
alliance
Monday. I'm like, that didn't sound good. So I'm gonna be stressing about that all weekend long. Our project has some problems with it, and me and the other person on my team have been trying to work through the problems, but it's yeah. Yow. So it's interesting to me how Shelob, spawn of Ungoliant, wasn't necessarily a challenge to Sauron, but he wasn't willing, even though he was a fallen Maya, he wasn't willing to directly challenge her. Like, it's like, the implication was that maybe he didn't even have the ability to challenge her. That, you know, they had an arrangement because neither one could, you know, really defeat the other.
The prince is fortunate to have survived his father's attack on the Black Gate.
Uh-huh.
But the Guatharan's words trouble him.
I really do like how they created this. It really does give you the feel of a battlefield. And of course the map is beautiful. It's like Miranda at the War of the Last Alliance. It's like, oh. When you think about what it's like in, you know, current content, how things have changed, and it's been 3,000 years, but yet there's still that stuff going on. It's like you can see the tower up there that you'll eventually go visiting. Of course, that's the Black Gate in front of us.
Our paths are now divided, dear friend. May the light of the Valar shine upon us.
And Gil-galad recognized that we were never going to see each
At
other
your
again.
service. Or perhaps you are at mine.
What was Ungoliant? Because Ungoliant wasn't a spider. She was just in spider form, right? She's an evil spirit that took spider form. Because that's my understanding of things. It didn't actually fire off? Oh, alright. Left too soon. Come on, you. That also does beg the question of can or could Ungoliant change form? I mean, the Maya could. I mean, you know, like the Valar, they could, Hi, Ponton. How you doing? I mean, I think Ungoliant chose her form as a spider because she liked being a spider.
You cannot defeat me!
Well, I just did. And stood in the fire like an idiot. Oh, you guys. Boom, shakalaka. So, and I'm thinking the fact that Ungoliant is an evil spirit in spider form is how Shadows of Mordor got away with making her a woman. I'm not casting shade, I'm just saying it's probably the lore point they used to make up their decision. Let's see, what else has been going on? The other thing that has been going on in the community is folks on several different servers got together to say nice things about Christopher Tolkien, who passed last Thursday, I think it was. Why did I click on that guy as if he were an NPC who actually was clickable? Because, again, Druid's Fire is really super tired. And doesn't feel well.
Your tale troubles me, my friend. For Omroth spoke of a terrible figure that passed, with an elf slung across
My
his
nose
steed.
wants to run. I'm like, please don't be, you know, icky. You know, Snowball, that would actually make a lot of sense. But did she actually hitch herself to Morgoth? Like, did she swear proper allegiance to him, or is she just hanging out with him because he was convenient? Alright. And it's interesting that we get to see some of these old lore characters. Like, you know, we get to meet Círdan the Shipwright. We get to meet Amroth, Prince of Lorien.
If the Witch King has taken Elrond to the Overlook, we must pass through the Easterling encampment ahead.
We don't have to. We could just get some ropes and, you know, start climbing. You know, did anybody think about trying that? Frontal assault, maybe? I mean, why are we sneaking in the back door, Hothalin? Why? And then she makes us do quests in Mordor once we wake back up. Whew, pardon me. So one of the things that the eagle-eyed folks on the forums might have noticed, content, was there was a recent reply to the Rohan housing threads where Scenario, who would of course be doing a lot of the work on this apparently, Scenario has been on the Lotro team since before launch. He's been like one of the first oldest people in terms of tenure on the team. He said that they were working on 2 neighborhoods for Rohan housing. So, rewind a bit. With the Belphilus housing instances, one of the big problems that they have is they only have so many island kinship houses. Everybody wants an island kinship. I understand this because I have 4 of them. Yes, I spent the money slash mithril slash whatever to buy 4 kinship houses. I have 2 of the smaller one and 2 of the bigger one. And they are on, of course, different servers. I have one on Ithil. I've got one on Landy. Got one on Crick Hollow. And I think I bought one on Honor. Yeah, I think the 4th one's on Honor. Because I don't have one on any other servers other than the ones I actively play. Even though I don't play Honor as much as I used to. It's fallen a bit by the wayside. Did I ask? I forget. Ponton, I'm making a band. I'm running this high elf is not a new high elf. I've had her on the account because I've been claiming this name on all of the servers. I have it on all but one. And this will be on most of the servers the kin leader. So, you've seen the names of, Ponton, if you go look in my Discord, you'll see the names of my band. Because I'm a smartass. But we all knew that. Yes, wakey wakey! Brain? Brain? What is brain? To quote the lore of a show that I watched last night. That was actually not an intended pun, but now that I think about it, it's actually pretty good. And we won't discuss spoilers for Picard. We can do, if you're in my Discord in the spoiler channel, you can talk about it there with me and Beardon and Mish. Because, oh my god, we're so good. Alright, before I do anything else, I apparently did not equip my, shield, so I need to go find my Shield of the Hammerhand. I think it's in one of these. Yep, there it is. Durr. Why? Because it's an XP booster. Why else would I claim? Anyway, let's go talk to Elrond, and then wait for Elrond to do his Sarah Oakard impression, and then talk to him again.
It brings me great
So
joy
yeah,
to
we're
see
not
you upon
reading
your
the
feet
quest
once
text right
more.
now. We've been there, we've done that. We're tired. Emergent puntivity, yeah, puntivity, yeah. So I hope everybody had fun at Winterstock. This weekend, if I do plan on streaming both Saturday and Sunday, but it won't be Lotro because I kind of need a break from streaming Lotro. And I mean, no offense in that regard. Also, I want to play the other game for a bit because there is a 20% guild renown next. So let's circle back to the. I'm distracting myself. So over in DDO, they have guild ranks. They are different than the guild ranks or kin ranks that we have here. Here, your kin rank happens automatically. You don't have to do anything to earn them. And when you max out at level 10, which is like, what, 6 months into it or something, all it gets you is, you know, kin chat, the ability to buy a kin house, the number of kin members. Nothing really major, right? Well, guilds over in DDO, they level up through people in the guild questing and turning in sagas, which, you know, are basically like epic quests, and you get this big dump of XP. And as your guild levels up, you get the ability to purchase things like airships, which is like a kin house. And they have different kinds available. And they have hooks that you can put amenities on. And those amenities will grant you things like an XP boost, or a boost to a certain skill, or a boost to, you know, basically stuff that you... If you have the amenities on, you're a lot better. You get stat bonuses. And I think that is really what's taking so long in why Standing Stone hasn't gotten kin updates for us. Because we already have a kin update, so they need a separate kin leveling mechanism. And they need to decide how kin activities will level a kin up, etc., what rewards you're going to get. And of course, I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch of people being really fractious and upset about the fact that this big old kin with like 1 million members, always contributing, doing raids and doing, you know, high-end content, is going to have all the really cool amenities, and that will also affect itemization in some respect, and that's something that the other side has. You think itemization in this game is wacky? It's wacky on the other side. It is super wacky. It's really tougher on the itemization over there, because it's basically based on D&D.
Eladon and Elrohir are to follow an expedition to the ruins of Ithelium.
I mean, there's some cool things, like any class can wear any kind of gear, use any kind of weapon. The downside is if you're not proficient in it, then you suffer a penalty, which may be important. That's the scaling ring. There you go. Why can't I use that? I don't know. It's really weird. I was able to use my riding... Oh, because I have the novice skill on me. I just haven't hit level 5 yet. Okay, I was wondering why I couldn't equip this level 4 ring. I was like, oh, duh. That would be why. Because I'm awake and all.
I am certain Father has told you all about the journey ahead. But do not worry.
You finished allies on 2 characters? I'm sorry. I haven't finished an ally on any character. Ever. I don't think. Wait, I can equip my ring now. There we go. We're gonna do this one more time, and then we're gonna go find... it's already almost 4:30. This is why it's okay if Professor Corey runs late. He did start super late, like almost an hour into his normal showtime. And as usual, it's his kid's fault. Because he wasn't going to let his son starve. Because, you know, Matthias apparently forgot his lunch at home. Then it's like, well, why didn't you just grab Matthias' lunch and run in and run back? But no, Corey had to actually make him learn. I don't know. It's going to be really cool. I'm actually looking forward to getting to meet Corey's kids and his wife, the other Dr. Olson. They will be attending PAX East on the Sunday, so they're going to miss the player meetup Friday night. And it's very likely that whether it's an official SSG event hosted by Cordovan, or whether it's just a bunch of us fans saying, screw it, we're gonna go get dinner together, we don't know yet. But I'm gonna see what I can do to nudge Cordovan to make it an official thing, because, you know, people like to hang out with the devs.
Greetings to you.
And Seb showed up last year. Who else was there? I can't remember. I remember Severlin was there because we talked for a little bit. I think Pinion showed up for a little bit, and I believe Friendly Hat as well showed up for a little bit. And you'll never get Chris Pearson to show up at any of these things. Chris is a curmudgeon. He's our favorite curmudgeon as well.
May I help you?
I mean, he doesn't even have like a dev name. He's just Chris Pearson. He's also very scary. I'm afraid of Chris Pearson. Already have 2 rings. No waiting. Alright. Sell all. That gets me... There's something I'm missing on this character that I should have been able to sell. Or I may have accidentally locked. It doesn't actually matter. We are here.
Is there aught which you need?
Just need 5 silver. And we're gonna make ourselves a kin. There we go. 1 more server to go. But I actually went and used, because with my Guardian that I Valored, I use my free Valor on a Guardian. I took Chromite's advice and did not get, a belt out of the 2 ally boxes. I got 2 weapons. I got a 1-hander and a 2-hander. And then I had to have Standing Stone actually fix the 2-hander. And I really lucked out on how that turned out, I must say. Hi, kitty thief. What are you doing, cat? Hi. I'm trying to remember which server I'm supposed to go to next. Finally. The final one. The final countdown. Hi, kitty. He's watching the cursor on the screen right now. He's like, what's that? What's that? He is in the mood for a talk. Come here. Come here. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Ugh. He's got toe beans. Look, he's got toe beans. Alright. Silver Stars is my other band. Oh, we're going to play this on a Runekeeper this time. This will be fun. I like playing Runekeepers, actually.
In the year 3434 of the Second Age, a great alliance of elves and men assembled
not like
in
he's
defiance
hungry.
of the Dark
He's been
Lord's
fed.
will to conquer all the lands of Middle-earth. The High Elves, the Blessed of Valinor, who suffered the greatest wraths of Sauron and Morgoth the enemy, now seek to ensure that his evil is forever banished from the world.
Banish him! Combat event. There we go. Alrighty, let's get our titles, get our rewards, open up Hobbit presents, get Daleman's Cram. Toasty. Alright, let's clean up the bags. Again, one last go around, and we'll get this thing straightened out, and then we'll actually get into some play. I'm going to be switching over to Landreval once I'm done here. And we'll see what kind of trouble, because it's either Landreval or I could go to Crick Hollow. Because I have reasonably high level minstrels on either one. In fact, I took the old charity character that I had done a 95 Valor on way back in the day when I did a St. Jude charity stream. And we took her through the anniversary. Years 1 through 10 of the anniversary when it was the 10 year. And oh my god, it was a 17-hour stream, and oh, I was super loopy at the end of that. Almost as loopy as I feel right now. Okay. Oh, it's the Runekeeper thingy-majigger. I had been playing a Runekeeper over on Ithel when I was doing heals for Sapiens for a bit. But then I, got a job and I wasn't home on Thursday nights anymore. And so now his character is ahead of mine in the, in not only the story, but also the, need that. But also in, levels, so I can't run with him until I get that character caught up. My shield of the Hammerhand. All the mount appearances. One thing I dislike about War Steeds is the simple fact that you have to buy cosmetics for them per character, and that just drives me bananas. As I'm sure it drives all of you bananas. Okay, I'm missing some things. Aha, there it is. That is 120. And we're on an RK, so we want the focusing. And I'm actually having speaking of focusing, I'm having a problem focusing myself right now, so please bear with me. Alright, let's go. Let's rock and roll.
My dearest friend,
Last time that I'll be doing this for a good long time. Honestly, not sure if I can. Gotta walk the leg. Okay. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to make it till 6 at the rate I'm going. So there's another big piece of news that came out this week. The bottom line for us Lotro and DDO players means nothing. It has no impact on us. But you probably have seen the articles. I wrote 2 articles about it. That Lotro and DDO's publisher Daybreak decided to splinter off its own studio, its own games, EverQuest, EverQuest 2, PS PlanetSide 2, and DC Online, and splintered them off into separate studios, very similar to how Lotro and DDO were published by Standing Stone under the Daybreak as publisher sort of umbrella. But it's not exactly the same. For one thing is, and I talked to a guy his name is Scott on Twitter. He's the guy who originally discovered the trademarks being filed by Daybreak back in June of last year, early June, July, and so it's kind of like knowing the spoilers for the movie. Like, you've already seen the trailer and then you know what's gonna happen. So somebody on Reddit guessed it, kind of deal. But no, he was actually on, and I did have permission from, I asked him specifically if I could use his tweets in my article, and he said sure. The difference is Standing Stone is operated under a completely separate LLC. The other games right now don't have a separate LLC. They're still owned by Daybreak. They're just different studio names, and it's the same. And basically, it's like, well, what about Standing Stone? Does that mean they're not owned by Daybreak? And we don't know for sure. Like, nobody has sat down and just straight up asked several, and hey, who owns Standing Stone? And I don't know. Nobody actually knows, but the fact that things are different, You know a guy with 20 plus alts, you don't know how he does it? Multi-boxing. Alts that I actively play? Actually turn my key light off, even though it might make the artifacting go up here in the corner. Yes, holy crap, that's bright. Alts that I actually play: the Phoenix on Crick Hollow, Kiriana on Crick Hollow, Phoenix and Kiriana on Landreval, and then Phoenix on Ithil. The only ones that I really focus on, and everybody else is catch as catch can. But it really depends on what people have time to do. I don't have time to do that. There are some folks who may not be employed or disabled, can't work, whatever the situation is, and they just have that kind of time to do all that stuff. I unfortunately don't. So I play when I can, and when I can't, I do what I'm supposed to be doing, like an adult. Because being an adult sucks. Though I did actually spend an abnormal amount of time out of work last year. I hated it because I was bored out of my skull. I did a bit of personal writing. Played a bit more video games. Tried to get a handle on the mess that is my stack of hard drives. My gaming rig is a bit of a monster. It has several hard drives connected to it. So that the next one, if the next drive I connect to, it will have the letter designation of N, as in November. So I got that many drives connected to it. The other thing I wish it had that it doesn't have is it doesn't have a CD drive connected to it, or DVD drive. So I can't watch any of my really cool DVDs on it. It really bites. My laptop has one, but my actual gaming rig does not. So that kind of stinks. I do know that some folks who level up bands, like you need to level your band up, will do it in a multi-boxing fashion, like TD does it. I think the TD army is up to like level 40 something. So what I guess TD does is take the main and just goes questing and has all the other alts in a group, like group of 6 at a time. And just goes questing and then levels up by the first one doing all the work and everybody else set to follow or whatever. But all of TD's alts is very strange. TD actually plays, their band is all hunters, which means all of the non-normal, like, all of the regular minstrelly, the instrument playing skills had to be mentored in somehow. Hi, Zinger. How you doing?
We can no longer hold hope that the
Zinger is the regular guest host of Mr. Big Ed Mustafa in the evening. So much so that Big Ed's wife likes Zinger a lot. Like, if Zinger isn't there, she wants to know why. And she's upset and distraught. And, you know, she's like, where's Zinger? Where's Zinger? Why isn't he here? So it's like Zinker's got a fan. Alright. This is me forgetting how to play, how to Runekeeper. That was really funny, back when I was, playing a blue line Runekeeper, to keep, Sapiens' Hunter alive. I kind of wound up, tanking as that Runekeeper. In blue line, which you should never do. Don't ever do that. Unless you're super over level and, you know, it's going to be a case where you might as well. Like, I have tanked on a blue line hunter before for Professor Corey, but a blue line minstrel. So she was in healing stance and was set to resonance. And I was tanking trolls in the Limelight Gorge for him, but I was level 120, so it was no big deal. And he still died at one point because I wasn't paying quite as much attention, and he got hit really hard by the big champion. But I was able to battle res him while still tanking, so that was kind of cool. I do actually have a Valard Runekeeper that I haven't played. She's one of my older characters, in fact, from when Runekeepers first came out. And I really want to take her for a test drive here soon, but it'll be soon TM. Soon for some nebulous definition of soon. And I do definitely prefer yellow line Runekeepers. Because getting to lightning everything is the bomb diggity. And to do it while moving? Oh, heck yeah. I like it. Soon TM. There is actually a Twitch emote of soon. Sapiens has it, of course. And fun story is I made it for him. I'm not sure I like it anymore, quite frankly, but where is it? It is there. Because the blue, the blue is nice, but the white is basically so you can see it on dim or dark mode, but I don't know, it makes it harder for you to read the letters. So, I'm debating how I want to handle that. But if you see it on a white background, the white stroke around it, the border, just fades out. So, but the letters seem very skinny, so it looks better on the white background. Contrast is everything, indeed. I learned that. I had a little discussion about making emotes with my friend Kageyama Satsuki, who made the Phoenix emote, which is my sub badge, and also the tier 3 emote. No, actually it's the tier 2 emote. And I don't expect anybody to buy that one. The tier 3 emote is Thief Kitty. See, Thief Kitty, you notice he's got the black border around him. It looked very strange when he did. Yeah, Zinger, I mostly solo play, so I don't play healers per se. But I might, for example, do a healing spec run as a bit of a joke or something. Kind of like over on the other side, I found a problem with one of their game executions of how they were doing a certain thing of like, oh hey, you could transfer your character from the hardcore league to a regular server, but that particular kind of character couldn't transfer right if you transfer them before they hit level 15. Wound up with no gear, so I did a naked run with her, which was really cool. So she only could level up through XP gems, and she could only use whatever skills that she had learned by leveling up. It was fun. We did that as part of the Christmas Day Marathon, and I haven't really played the character since, but I have still been opening the daily dice on that server so I could still keep farming the XP gems. Because whereas we get Virtue XP gem, or potions, with every Hobbit gift, over on the other side you get an actual XP gem, which will increase your character's XP for a certain amount that, you know, scales based on how well you roll, as you might imagine.
Our paths are now divided, dear friend. May the light of the Valar shine upon us.
At your service. Or perhaps you are at mine.
Well, the naked chested, the bare-chested dwarves was a thing from the the Hobbit run, so. As a challenge, a frost-only arcade could go anywhere. Huh. That'd be interesting. I think that's also something they're gonna have to consider when it comes to, honestly, it's something they're gonna have to consider when it comes to, the stout axes. I mean, they should have considered it, whoops, with the stout axes. Because if you think about it, the whole notion of, you know, wearing things was because, oh my god, women can't be naked, and they can't be topless. Whoopsie. I just made a whole bunch of friends. I'm gonna lose my Undying title here if I'm not careful. In the starting instance, no less. That would be funny. Die! I'm fine, it's good. We're good, fam. I'm actually feeling worse and worse, and I can hear my voice is starting to go. Wait, we forgot a barrel. I think, once I finish this, I know I wanted to actually,
Your tale troubles
play
me,
with
my
the music
friend,
system,
For Omroth spoke of a terrible
but
figure
I'm
that passed. with
fading.
elves
I am
slung
super
across
fading,
his
and I
steed.
hate this. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to make it another hour. So I think I'm gonna have to call an audible here. Once we get this character out of the starting instance and get her kinned up, at least get the kin name claimed on this final server. I am actually gonna call it early. I'm gonna go see if we can find somebody to raid for a change. Somebody who's actually playing Lotra would be nice. That I know we can send you on over to. There's actually a whole bunch of people streaming it right now. Somebody streaming in French, somebody streaming in German. Former stream team dude Zonflux is streaming. Another German dude. I'll be doing a Lotra trivia, or Lord of the Rings trivia anyway. I'm not familiar with most of these other folks. So I think, once we get done here, if they're still going, we'll send you on over to Zahn. He's a good dude. He's doing, some questing in Minas Morgul, so current content.
We must pass through the Easterling encampment ahead.
Let me finish this, and then I'm going to rest. My eyes starting to unfocus too. That was a problem I had the past couple days as well, and it started on Monday. But that was because when I woke up, it felt like somebody slapped me in the eye. And then for the rest of the day, the eye was just like hurting. What is going on? Who's pinging me over in Sapiens' chat? Oh. He sent me a Lego instruction. Because he built a TIE fighter, a TIE interceptor. It's one of the ones from Rebels or whatever, or Clone Wars. It's a red and black TIE fighter. And I really like the TIE interceptor model. I've loved it ever since Return of the Jedi. And I was thinking of building one, but building it in different colors. Like you buy the bricks separately, and you just build it based on those instructions. But you just substitute the colors. So I was thinking of making one that's like blue and white. Or blue and gray, or a mix of blue, gray, and white. I mean, that one's just pretty much black and red, so... Well, I don't need to click on the horse. I've tried to attack the horse, and yeah, that's not a bright idea. So that might actually be a fun stream in the future, is to get all the pieces for this TIE fighter and build it on stream. Because if I recall correctly, it didn't take him too long to build the actual set that he bought. Just gonna be a question of getting the stuff, so. Alright, let's try not to get all up in the Witch King's personal list. So I think that's why he slaughtered us last time, is we kind of stepped on his robe and stuff. So he might have been a little bit upset. Here we go. Hey Rick, how you doing? Rick is having nachos and Chex Mix, but munchies nonetheless. Play simple build. 500 pieces. Huh? Yeah, I'm really just tired. My eyes are hurting a lot. So I'm really sorry that I'm ditching you an hour early, but I do not feel good. I still haven't put the Overwatch set together, the one that I bought when I was at BlizzCon. Or I was in town for BlizzCon and we just happened to go to a Target and they're like, hey, I accidentally bought Lego. As you do. To be fair, I put in 1 to midnight, so it was 10 hours. 11 to 1:30. 11 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. So that was 12. Next day was 11 to 10. So that was a 12-hour day. And then Monday was,
It brings me great joy to see you upon your feet once more, my friend.
that was, what, no, Monday was 1 p.m. to, the last beta went on at 9. But it was Old Wynyard, so we wound up streaming until midnight. So that was an 11-hour stream. And that was a day I was also at work at 5 in the morning. So on Monday I pulled a 21-hour day. I'm tired. And I think that's what screwed me up, and I think it's why I'm sick right now. And I do not feel good. I mean, I feel so bad that even the notion of eating something is like, I'm hungry. Like, my stomach is growling hungry. But the idea of food just makes me want to throw up. Yeah, Rick's known me a long time, so he knows when I sound terrible, and it's just getting worse. Come on, Elrond, hurry the hell up. Notice I censored myself. I almost dropped the F-bomb. Cordovan would have had a reason to yell at me again. But he doesn't do that too often. Come on, Elrond, hurry up. I'm sleepy. Alright, let's get out of here.
Much has changed since we last traveled together from Imladris, my friend.
I was wondering why this sealed collection of armor took so damn long to open.
Eladon and Elrohir are to follow an expedition to the ruins of Edthelion. They shall see you to Kellan in the course of their travels.
When they say the expedition, I start thinking of the song from Land of the Lost. And hands must be in sight. Look, Ma, no hands. Alright, let's talk to the elf boys.
I am certain Father has told you all about the journey ahead. But do not worry. The matter of his dream need not trouble you.
One last round through the party. Hey, we're going yellow line because lightning for the win. Alright, let's clean up the mess here. Alright. I've got new mail. You've got mail. I remember seeing a note a story once upon a time that the person who did that iconic soundbite for AOL, the "You've got mail," got paid like $700. Then again, they would have had no way of knowing how viral that would have become. Yeah, now I'm clicking on things I shouldn't be clicking on. Focus, Druid, focus. Fireworks. Boosts. Stress. Cosmetics. Okay, I think that'll do for now. Alright, let's get this quest out of the way. You also heard he was driving a taxi. Thank you for the host, Rick. Even though I'm not going to be streaming for much longer. You, however, should all follow Sapiens if you want to hear all the skinny on what it was like to work for Turbine back in the day. And wow, that's me being dumb. No, you don't have your own command. But he does not dishing dirt. Nobody's dishing dirt. That's only if you talk to Freelorn. He'll do that for you. But if you want to know what it was like working at Turbine and all the cool stuff that went on back in the day, Rick is definitely a really good source of information. He streams Lord of the Rings online on the Ithel server Thursday nights. He's in my kinship, my main one, Radio Free Gallifrey. Did I miss somebody? Yeah, Kierden out here. Wait, no, we already got Kierden. You need Gilgalad. He also streams Lego builds. For those of you who are wondering what the hell he's been doing since he left Turbine to go work for Extra Life, he now works for Yellow Pike Media. Oh, see, that's how bad I am. I'm not even paying attention to the quest line. You don't want to be cast adrift? No. Nobody being cast adrift. However, you need to be worried more about being cast in cats. Because Jellicle Cats come out tonight. Jellicle Cats come one, come all. The Jellicle Moon. Okay. We're not going to speak of cats. I actually do want to see that movie because some people don't know. If you're in the Cats fandom, which is perfectly fine to like the original Broadway musical. I have seen the original Broadway, well, not the original, I've seen the musical play in London when I lived there. It was great. There was also a made-for-TV movie of it.
Hail, friend, and well met.
Back in some years ago.
What do you need?
And it had a lot of really good actors in it, if I recall correctly. Keep that. This music also is not helping me stay awake, I must say. Keep the Ethelas, keep the basin, sell the rest. Okay, that gives us what we need. Final server. Hope nobody's been stream sniping here.
What do you need?
The most distressed. There we go. Alright. Indigo Plant exists on all of the non-legendary servers. I could create it. I actually did have it on one of the legendaries for a while because I made a character as a joke called I Break 4, and then her kin name was Indigo Plant. But I deleted her because I thought that was too silly even for me. But it is just after 5, and I feel like crap. So we're gonna go raid Zahn, I think. So let's see if he's still streaming. Let's refresh this. He's on a BRB screen right now. Damn it. How dare you? Don't really know. I mean, I've seen Keep Smiling in chat. Generally when the Germans are streaming, like Shinshan and whatnot. If anybody there in chat, if you feel like recommending, because one of the things is because I'm on my own channel, when I throw, it doesn't matter if I throw the host to them because it's not going to show up on the official, because the official's hosting me. So I can throw a raid out to any of these folks and not have to worry about whether they're cussing up a storm. I just it's just a case of, you know, I want that to be somebody who the community would like to watch. And I don't really care too much about my personal reputation. I don't give a damn about my bad reputation. Okay, for those who want to know what the hell Sapiens is talking about, he means dog food beans. He does this challenge, and you can use the channel points under the screen here, over there in the corner, to make him eat jelly beans of unknown flavor. Like Bean Boozled is one brand or game, or Intense Personal Torture. The other one is like, you know, the less likely to super troll you birdie bots every flavor beans from Harry Potter. Zahn is back. Thanks, Ponta. We'll send you over to Zahn, because Zahn's a good dude. And he was on the stream team once upon a time, and he didn't get fired from it. He just wandered off. So we're going to send you on over to Zahn. He's good. And I should be back next week, hopefully no longer sick. Hopefully feeling a lot better. I am going to go sleep for a bit. I will be around later tonight once I wake up. Hopefully it won't be a case where I go lie down for a minute and wake up 12 hours later, because I'm actually really hungry too. And he's going to be mad if he doesn't get his midnight treats, because he's a kitty. Fifi, you are a butthead. So, let's send you on over to Zahn real quick. I'm going to put up my outro, which is featuring music by Wayward Plane. So if you ever wanted to commission somebody to make music for your stream, Wayward Plane. Anyway, I will see you all next week or next stream. Again, I'm going to see what I can do about streaming tomorrow. It depends on how I feel. But I really do want to get some DDO time in as well. So we'll see how that goes. One thing I don't want to do is spend all my day talking, that's for sure. So I will see you when I see you. And as usual, if you can't be good at it.